afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, December 8th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. Remind everybody a special call for new technology is tomorrow night on this line at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll close the call as far as probably I'll lock it about 5 to 10 minutes after the hour. Take about 45 minutes sometime today to rest deeply inside yourself, to the very core of your own presence. Remain here as long as possible and let it rejuvenate every cell in your body-mind. It is from this space that you will understand how you are the center of all creation and exactly how to manifest everything that you desire or want. Anytime stress enters your body, take a deep breath and command all the tension to leave your body. Immediately let go of this light, clinging energy. Breathe in trusting feelings about this life. Your breath is a natural stress reliever. It eventually reconnects you with the deep, peaceful river of bliss at the core of your being. Just keep reminding yourself to breathe now, wise one. Love is the radiance and fragrance of knowing oneself, of being oneself, Osho. Deep, eternal love is the greatest experience we are here to master on this earth. This great love is not something we have one moment and the next moment it's gone. It is what we truly are at the very core of our being. Love is our natural state of our soul. Its essence is already warm, cozy, and deeply healing to anyone who comes in contact with it. To uncover it, deeply surrender to the essence of your heart and let your entire body relax into whatever sensations arise. When you are fully present to your heart, tuning into its natural rhythm, you will become liberated from the driving, demanding forces of your ego mind. The constant stream of needs, wants, worries, and judgments become like a faint noise in the background. As we spend more time feeling our hearts, the mind becomes more silent, and we exude more and more love naturally, effortlessly, without having to do a thing. This is the incredible thing about deep, eternal love. It radiates from us naturally. When the ego is put aside and not allowed to run the show anymore, people of this world may not always be loving with you or always interact with a genuine smile on their face because they still believe they are this limited ego mind. Forgive them, for they haven't yet been exposed to the God essence on the inside, and they still think love is found on the outside. Many people on this world are seeking love in some form or another in the outer world. This is an eternal search that never ends because it's based on a lie. When we realize that the infinite source of love we are all seeking is found within, the world responds to us accordingly. We feel peace in everyone we meet, wherever we go, because they can feel the genuine love we are connecting with inside ourselves. No matter where you are, no matter where you're at in your life situation or your spiritual evolution, the source of deep eternal love is always available. True deep eternal love is always flowing eternally. It is like an endless river inside our hearts. The only reason we cannot connect with it is that we are lost in thoughts and beliefs in our minds. When the mind becomes super focused on reaching its desires or avoiding fears and limiting beliefs, then deep eternal love has to take a back seat. To find love, stop all physical activity and sit naturally at ease. Do not talk, do not speak. Let sound be empty, like an echo. Do not think about anything. Look at experience beyond thought. Your body has no core, hollow like bamboo. Your mind goes beyond thought, open like space. Let go of control and rest right there, Talapa. When deep eternal love is not the priority in life, it's like driving your car around town with your tires half filled with air. Sure, the car will run, yet you'll have a very hard time going up hills, making turns, getting anywhere, and easily that day. When you operate out of ego instead of from your heart, you deflate your tires in your life. You unconsciously seek love, attention, approval, acceptance on the outside. And this creates a leak of the natural flow of love from flowing within you. Where you are leaking is perhaps the most important thing to be aware of in this life. If you want to be happy and at peace all the time, for when you surrender to this great love vibration inside your being, your tires naturally inflate themselves and your ride becomes very smooth again. The secret in being in love 24 hours a day and living from your heart is quieting the incessant chatter of the mind. Just stop paying attention to it. Focus on feeling what is real for you right now in this moment. When you just follow the mind around all day, when you become busy working, worrying, planning, achieving, and caught in its general crazy state of fear, need, and panic, the mind takes your attention away from the heart so that you don't notice the love always radiating from within you. It's very challenging for anyone to listen to their silence between each heartbeat. When there's a street full of crazy drunk musicians at the front door making a bunch of noise. When you're fully rooted in the heart, in this present moment, your mind instantly quiets and you can feel this great love inside you spreading out to the world. You naturally radiate love to all beings and easily see the beauty in all people that you encounter. So I invite you right now to try an experiment. Take a few deep breaths. Let yourself become very still, like a solid stone statue. This is a statue that's been in the same position for thousands of years. So it is really solid and super quiet inside it. After you feel you are truly inside this solid statue, open just your eyes and look at the world around you. You may notice it looks different than before. This stillness will bring out a freshness and new quality of being, a vital part of life and the beauty of existence. As you relax deeper into this stillness, you will slowly begin feeling a deeper source of love for everything, especially for accepting yourself. This stillness is what brings the mind to stop so you can feel this energy called love. Every loving thought is true. Everything else is an appeal for healing and help, regardless of the form it takes. Every loving thought is true. Everything else is an appeal for healing and help, regardless of the form it takes. A Course in Miracles. The ego has played many games with all of us. We may have been led into falsely believing that something is wrong with us and that we are not lovable. The mind has spent thousands of hours in the hot pursuit of love on the outer world in the form of things to buy that make us look better, only to find that the feeling of love vanishes like a mirage in the desert. The only love that is sustainable is the love that is your natural, inherent state of being, flowering from within each and every single one of us. In order to connect with this love, we must choose and may first need to dive through limiting beliefs and contracted feelings about ourselves to get there. Eventually, with enough curiosity, we will discover that we are loved, lovable, and deeply loved by this world just the way we are. We can say goodbye to these old ego games by learning the art of loving yourself and embracing this natural love found inside. See, it's all about inside. It isn't about anything outside of us. It's all about inside. And knowing that we are deep eternal love. And embracing that love. And eventually begin to realize that the love is not out there. It's in here. It's not out there. And look at how many times we all have seeked, searched, crawled, scraped to find that love outside of ourselves. It's just like the God that you pray to is the God within you. And the God within you is you. That's who you really are. Divine perfection. So you're praying to the God that's within you. The love that you seek is within you. The happiness, the joy, the bliss that you seek is within you. This civilization making the turn to finally being able to step within and discovering all of this, and finally figuring out that what's out there is not what's in here. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. The reason we don't relax in most cases, I believe, is that we don't know how. We haven't spent a lot of time with ourselves determining how we are going to relax the body. That's why there's so many artificial, synthetic ways to try to relax your body. And the only way is to sit uninterrupted, close your eyes, focus on your breath. That's it. And listen. The body will start to decompress. You will begin to feel light. You won't have that heaviness. And all of the fears, worries, stresses, and anxieties fade away. Because you go within, you're with the heart. You're with the God, Force, Love, Light, Energy. So all of those things, the mind chatter, all of it, you leave it behind. Now, of course, if you allow the ego mind to convince you to jump back into that month, then you will. This is why the practice of meditation, constant, and people don't know what constant meditation means. You're always in a state of meditation. And it's easy to do. You focus on the heart. You focus on the peace and the joy and the bliss and the deep eternal love that you are. That's what you focus on. You don't ask anything. You don't really wonder anything. You just are. You are the God within you. You can do this walking around, talking with people, everything. You can maintain a state of meditation to a certain extent, 24/7. And meditation is the connection that you begin the journey finally with the God within you. And then as you go along the journey, you begin to realize that all of this external stuff is just stuff. And you start to realize that all this time, all the things that I was seeking outside of myself are here, within me. So the body, even though it's like a super magnet, and it literally absorbs everything, every conversation, every interaction, good, bad, or indifferent, all of it. And it can get pretty full. And then the ego mind starts literally pulling some of that information and making it as if it is your thought. Majority of thoughts are not ours. They're programs. And they fly by us like clouds in the sky or superhighway. And we grab onto them. And we go everywhere. But we get to a point where we start to realize, as we maintain a form of meditation consistently, we start to realize the only way that any of these things become a reality for any of us is that we move them into form, we move the energy into form, create it into reality, because we believe it. Now you imagine you get to the point where you see these thoughts coming by, they just float by, you say, no, not interested in that one. Nah, none of them are mine. So I'm going to start literally creating my own thoughts, projecting them out to the universe. Now you're talking. That's a whole different ballgame. So you can tell when your body relaxes, when you still the ego mind and the subconscious mind, is basically you don't entertain them. You're only focused on the breath. The very moment you're in, the space between heartbeats, only focused on the breath. Easy in through the nose, easy out through the mouth. And a lot of the things that were bugging you, a lot of the things that were stressing you, leave. And you become more and more motivated to go within and stay within. All of our answers are there. You know, we're seeking answers outside of ourselves incessantly on this planet in this particular life and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. When we come to the realization, truly so, that we are the God within these bodies. Omnipotently powerful, manifest anything we choose to manifest, period. And then become consciously aware that the only thoughts, beware of your thoughts, master your thoughts, make them your thoughts, not these tens of thousands and millions of programmed thoughts that aren't yours, that you embrace and bring into reality. And when the body becomes light as a feather, you know that you're on the right track, path. As we relax the body, and you are on the breath, you cannot help but to be in the now. Now, the ego mind will argue with us incessantly when we start to realize that moment to moment is all we have, is to be in deep gratitude and to live in moment to moment, because we have no idea at this point when we'll be leaving the body. We don't. We have no idea. So doesn't it make sense to focus only on the now? Not 10 years from now, not 5, not 3, not 1, not a month from now, but now. Focus on the now, through the breath. Still the ego mind, subconscious mind. Leave the ego mind alone. Be through the heart mind, not the head mind, the heart mind. And we look at these because we know we're not the body. We know it. We are not the personality, we're not the character, we're not the name, we're not the belongings, we're not the status. We are the God. So doesn't it make sense as a God we can look at the body that we're in, intimately connected with it. The body is very intelligent. So when we look at the body, you're going to see 7 lights, all different colors, going from the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your head. These are called chakras. Chakra, the definition of chakra is wheel. These are wheels of light. They're their spiritual energy, as we are, the gods that we are. So we flow through them, and they're connected to all of our organs, all of our emotions, all of our habits, everything. Our characters, our personalities, the whole 9 yards. Right down to the quantum core of these bodies that we're in. So, does it make sense, excuse me, that if we're that intimately connected with these bodies, why wouldn't we be able to heal them? Excuse me, Will. Why wouldn't we be able to heal it, Will? We will. We can right now. It's just the majority don't know how. To stay focused long enough within, knowing you're the God and not the body, to heal the body through the omnipotent power that you are, that we all are. You picture 3 paths in front of you. These paths are absolutely beautiful. They're gold shimmering trees and leaves and branches and bark, and they bend over and form like a tunnel. And it's brilliant, flashing, glittering gold. And then the path is a beautiful, deep green grass. Now we look to the left, which is the past. And we notice that path is really warm. And then we go to the one on the right, which is the future. And we notice that one is really warm. And then we're standing in the center of the now. And it looks like it's basically brand new. Now we all have memories, and we all, certain things will spark those memories, nostalgia, and we'll review them. And most of the time it's all the good ones. Sometimes we go over a bad one. And it's good to have that in our subconscious mind. That's our library. We pick it up, we reminisce, and then we put it back in the movie. But some of us don't. Some of us, I don't believe it's conscious, but some of us will stay there way too long. And what happens is we end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist, creating that future from that past, and reliving that past and that future. Now, this is why so many people will say, the You see, all of those things. And I was your example, we all visit the future. What if this would, I wonder what would happen if this happened. And I wonder about this, I wonder about that. And all along, the now is it for any of us. The now is it. And the ego mind will argue with you incessantly over the past or the future. Never get enough, never have enough, always wanting more, always needing more. Now, how do we stay in the now? Because we got all those thoughts, all those programmed thoughts, which are now just floating by all the time. It's just when you really focus on being gentle, kind, generous, and humble, and in a deep, eternal gratitude 24/7. And when you wander off, it's pretty simple. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. It's being consciously aware of that. So every time you may wander, maybe you've done this. You may wander, during the course of the day, morning, noon, night. And you wander here, wander there. Sometimes it's fun. But then you start realizing, why do I keep wandering? And you'll know. I grabbed onto a thought that wasn't mine, and then I made it mine. So I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now. And the now is where all the possibilities, all the opportunities, everything, that's where they are in the now. We create our futures in the now. He is practicing enough to stay in the now, no matter what. Now we know the souls that we are, the gods, the higher self, the spirit, the Holy Ghost, the Holy Father, the Holy Son, all facets of the God. But we know we're the soul, and we know that the soul enters the body, powers the body up. The body begins to breathe. We are sustained within that body. We're able to, the body supports us. Now that means that the soul is heaven. Heaven is not a place. The place that they depict as heaven is an illusion. It is a trick. It's a trap. Heaven is you, me, all of us, the gods within these bodies, the kingdom of God, creator source, all within these bodies. So we know that we're literally heaven, soul, on earth. So we know that every step we take, we're creating paradise, 24/7 eternally. Not only that, we're blasting our God force love light energy at 360 degrees on everyone. On and above and below this planet of God in this now. And if you were to take a trip outside of this planet, a few hundred miles out, however far out you want to go, you look at this planet and you see that it glows. 8 billion dots, not all the way, still glowing. And you see the lights around in this universe, and they pale in comparison to this planet and all the gods on it, in it, above it, and below it.
consciously aware. Consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. So we know that there are parts of us, the gods that we are, that are consciously aware, awake to a certain extent. Then there's other parts of us, the gods, that are asleep. And that's fine. They deeply, eternally love them. They will awaken when they choose. They are with us because they are part of us. But they don't participate in meditation. They don't hear anything. And we're communicating with the consciously aware parts of ourselves as gods. So that's all light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That's the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. The ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Vedantia, Palpa, Yahweh, Shiva. All of our loved ones who have ascended on a body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, and dark and beneath earth. All the off-worlders, the galactics, the celestials. There's a light energy beings on this planet and above and below it. Because of the eyes that we have, we only see 1% of what is. So many of these come in all kinds of color shapes, forms, and configurations, but we don't see them. But we are familiar with a small group. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Now we interact with these on a daily basis. Some of them, like water, air. If we didn't have water, would these bodies be able to say no? Without air, no. So quite connected, quite connected. Now the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials, over 1,000 species travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. But we're familiar with them beyond a small group. The Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the felines, Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Anunnaki, the Draco, the Reptilia, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian. This particular group has been assisting us with our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Then we have the archangels. But this is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. Doesn't mean that they don't appear sometimes like us. To make a comment, they come in your life and out of your life. Not to do we always know that? No. But there's times that we do. And we say to ourselves, that was an angel. Could be a random conversation. Could be just someone walking by saying hi. And they have a message that they send us through thousands of lifetimes. And we don't always understand it because it comes in so many different forms. But it really means, isn't it absolutely spectacular, stupendous, magna, glorious to be alive in these bodies? And that is bliss. Once you understand, acknowledge it, embrace it. Because it's God's guides, We don't eat. We don't sleep. We don't taste, touch, and feel. We don't laugh. We don't smile. We don't frown. We're balls of divine perfection, of pure cosmic energy. You begin to see why we're so enticed and seduced with these bodies, why so many think that they are the body. This is why it is so imperative that we stay in deep eternal gratitude 24/7 for everything, everything, everything. You know, they can surround us at any time in tens of thousands or tens of millions because of the vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. If you want them to ask them, and if look in the eye, they are surrounding you. And you experience bliss. Now, the ascended masters, they have mastered ascending into physical and mastering physical and ascending out of physical and holding pure consciousness, pure God form. We have ascended into physical, are now mastering physical, creating our experiences to perfect our creations. And all of us are gathered, so to speak. And it doesn't matter if we're billions of light years apart, or even trillions. We're one. The gods that we are one. We are constantly interacting, many times unconsciously. And we're all gathered knowingly or consciously one. In full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, great prosperity, great abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force of light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, are in this now. This light emanates from the God force love light energy deep within each and every single one of us. Kingdom of God, God's source. It is of the highest and the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest. Eternal love. And this light is so bright that it brings out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns just to even come close to it. So we're fighting this planet. On it, in it, above and below it, 24/7, with this deep eternal love. All like the highest supreme value in the universe being saturated and flooded and showered with this love. We begin to ascend above the planet, and we're immediately met with this massive ocean of glitter. And the best way to describe it is that it's like a grand finale fireworks display, never seen before. A massive laser light show, and a ballroom mirrored globe. But this mirror globe is 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense, all going off at once, all reflected, all glittering. And we're curious, so we go to the reflecting point, and we notice that these little external reality and physicality and materiality of this external world. Take time now, whenever you can. Sit in nature, watch it. Don't judge it, but watch it. Watch what takes place. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the vital little purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the light fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside out, 24/7, eternally, infinity, we are viewed with white fire armor. This armor is way beyond anything that we have on this planet. Now we're protected from demon possession, attachment, or dark matter, survival matter frequency, irritations. Because of our highest vibrational frequency, they're not able to be around us because they'll vaporize us to do. So they stay away. And our armor cannot be weakened, cannot be destroyed, doesn't fade, doesn't disappear. It is always, it is eternal, it is infinity. Yet, only you have the power. That if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, greed, fear, hate, anger, envy, revenge, jealousy, greed, and you will create breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flowing in. Now, if you do decide to do this, and knowing that now anything can happen, demon possession, attachment, lower dark matter, survival matter frequency influences, but we're immediately met with the double column of light, purple transmuting flame, the vital ray. And the first part of the purple transmuting flame, we created this one to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, sending them to pure consciousness within no more. And then we're met with the violet ray. This is the other column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were. Sealing the breach in our white fire armor. And restoring our vibrational harmony. To the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden light, pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind all of us, the gods that we are within these bodies. That we are the sun, the sunlight, the sunset, the sunrise, the rain, the rainbows, the trees, the forests, the soils, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the sky, the clouds. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time you do see a rainbow, a mountain view, starlit night sky, an ocean front, a sunset or a sunrise, it is you, the God within omnipotent power. It is you. So the next time you do see this, it is the God that you are. When you look at the sunset, that is the God that I am. This has always been, and always will be, ever, forever and beyond. We continue to ascend above the planet, and some of us step out of our physical form and literally hover above it. If we're carrying physical form. And why we do this? Because we can. We come immediately upon a massive crystalline light tower. This tower we created, it's larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, in the center of the column, we see this oblong sphere. In the center of this oblong sphere, we see this golden white ball of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of multicolored light, all emitting this massive misty cloud, which seems to look like it's electrified. And glittering, and it's absorbed into us, around us, above us, below us. And we notice that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And then following, gratitude, peace, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, tranquility, abundance, prosperity, great abundance. It is unending, and it is a reflection of the gods that we are. It is a warm embrace to remind us it never ends. Now, at the top of this column, we decided so the golden ocean can come cascading down 24/7, as it's doing right now, flooding us all, head to toe, inside and out, with its highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. Unending. All of us being flooded with it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. Now we're all drops in this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We share a meditative sphere. It's at the center circle. We created this sphere. Almost 4 years ago. And it holds over 1,700 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Imagine that. Hundreds of millions of us gathering, connecting from all parts of existence, consciously aware, liberating this planet Earth, the IR, and this now, completely, vaporizing all lower dark matter survival matter frequencies, where none of them can exist ever again. None of them can return ever again. These meditations don't wane, weaken, disappear. They do the opposite. They intensify constantly and expand constantly. This is why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify. And this is why it continues to expand. You can tap into it any time you wish. beyond amazing. Your soul is so powerful that any old trauma, dis-ease, or negative experience can be instantly transformed. Choose today to be the most powerful healing experience of your life. Let your mind go wild into the unknown with this possibility. The moment it does, you will feel and know in your hearts that your true spiritual nature is already complete